The craziest thing about Pokemon Legends EA is not that we're getting all these brand new Mega Evolutions and we're going back to the Kalos region, but it's that we don't have a release date yet. We literally do not have the release date for Pokemon Legends EA yet, or the cover art. We don't know what the game case is gonna look like. You know, the artwork on the front of the case, which is always so awesome to see because it typically shows off a new Pokemon. With Legends Arceus, it was just kind of like a whole brand new style, which was so cool to see. So I think it's crazy that we don't have the release date yet. Now, they did say this game is gonna be releasing like late this year. I think it's gonna be either September, October, or November. I don't think they'd release this in December, and I don't think they would release this in August because typically school starts back up for most people in August. For that reason, I think they'd want to give it a little bit of time before Christmas as well as after summertime. So that's why I think it's going to be September, October, or November-ish. I could definitely see it being November, honestly. I'm pretty sure Scarlet and Violet came out in November, so wouldn't surprise me if this game were to come out at the very pretty much end of this year. And with that, we've only had a couple of small trailers. With Legends Arceus, we had, I think, about 12 total trailers or something. So yeah, Legends Arceus has about 12, which I think we only have, like 2 actual trailers. We have the teaser trailer, which was like the first thing that we saw when the game was announced back last year for Pokemon Day. And then we also have a 20-second clip of what it's going to look like on the Switch too. So technically 4, but real, like actual trailers of showing the gameplay and everything, I'm pretty sure it's just 2. But I mean, it's better than nothing. At least we know what the game is finally gonna look like, because for the longest time, for literally an entire year, we didn't know what this game even looked like. Okay, so now moving on to the point of this video, there is a very small leak on 4chan, which I'm very skeptical. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm not pushing this out to say that this is real. However, it's worth mentioning because there are times where the 4chan posts end up being legit. So I figured I'd bring it up, but I am a little skeptical of this. Subscribe to the channel to help me reach my goal of 30,000 subscribers before the end of the summertime. Any support goes such a long way. And make sure to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any brand new Pokemon leaks, updates, or just fun Pokemon videos in general. Check out my second channel, Fundores Clips. The link to that is in the description down below, as well as my Discord server where I'm almost at 100 total members in the Discord. So if you want to come check out the Discord, link is down below. We got some really awesome people in there. And shout out to the member of the week, William. Thank you, William. Your support just goes such a long way. Just want to say thank you so much for being a channel member. All right, back to the rest of the video. Okay, so now first of all, there is a picture. I'm gonna say it right now. I do kind of think this picture is fake, mainly because there is a grammatical error. So apparently this screenshot, I'm just gonna show it, and if it is real, I may or may not get in trouble by Game Freak. So I'm gonna risk it right now because I kind of think it's a little bit fishy. Here it is. It says Sycamore, which right there, Sycamore. Sycamore hasn't been in any of the trailers, so maybe this next trailer is gonna have Sycamore in it, which would be super, super awesome. So what's interesting about this is apparently a trailer. Like, this is a picture from a trailer. So you can see the timeline, he's a minute 36 seconds in. And it seems like the trailer will be about 2 minutes and 55 seconds according to the leaker. So he claims this is a screenshot, which if this is legit, this could be an error, but I don't know. And if you haven't noticed the error yet, it says now that we're all here, there should be an apostrophe after WE apostrophe RE, which is just not proper grammar. What is funny though, they did put the little thing above the E in Pokemon. So I don't know. It could just be an error. There are people online that are divided about this, and people are saying this could just be like a rough draft trailer, but which I don't know. I think they would have caught that in the trailer because I feel like they just would have caught that. So that's why I think this is kind of fake. It does look pretty good. I think that green line next to Sycamore makes it look pretty authentic too, but I kind of have my doubts about this. But anyways, going off to what this guy said, he says we're going to get a 2 minute 55 second trailer. It shows off the inside of Quasartico, Inc., and more of Hotel Z, which is Hotel Z is the hotel that AZ is running. Now, AZ is awesome. I think that his hotel is more than just a hotel, though. I don't think he's simply just running a hotel. I know that this man has been alive for like 3,000 years. I'm sure he's tired. I'm sure this man is exhausted. However, he's too cool of a character. He has too much lore to just give him, the end of being a hotel manager. I think he's going to be a lot more than that, and I'm definitely interested to see Quasartico. I do think that Hotel Z is going to have some sort of like underground area where, that's maybe our home base, or maybe at the very top, or maybe just a floor, I don't know. But I think that Hotel Z is going to have some story and lore to it, and I think it's going to have some sort of connection to Quasartico. Shows off Sycamore returning, looking older in his lab, talking to Tawny and AZ and his Floette. Super interesting right there. I would love to see Sycamore back. The early leaks that we've had a couple months ago said that Sycamore is not going to be our professor. There's going to be a different professor in this game, but Sycamore is apparently going to be in this game, and there are other leaks that were saying, this was a couple months ago by the way, other leaks that were saying that Sycamore is going to be giving us the option to pick between, I believe it was the Gen 1 and the Gen 3 starters, not the Gen 6 starters. And the reason why is because, you know, Gen 1 and Gen 3 starters, they all have Mega Evolutions, and the new Legends EA starters are going to get Mega Evolutions, as well as the Gen 6 starters are apparently also receiving Mega Evolutions, which I think it would be awesome for Sycamore to give us the Gen 6 starters rather than the Gen 1 and 3. I feel like Gen 1 and 3 starters would just be kind of random. The original, you know, X and Y game, the original Kalos game, original Gen 6, whatever. Sycamore eventually gave us one of the Gen 1 starters, so we had the Gen 6 starters, and we could pick from one of the Gen 1 starter Pokemon, which was really, really cool. This person also claims that we're going to get more wild areas shown, battling wild Pokemon like Swablu, which has a sparkle effect and a red icon next to it. Wild Mega Altaria shows up, and you have to defeat it. The music changes. Wild Mega Absol shows up too. The first new Mega Evolution is shown off. Mega Excadrill, surrounded by Drillbur, shows some Skrelp swimming in the sewers too. That was kind of hard to say. Saying that line, shows some Skrelp swimming in the sewers. Dude, say that like 10 times fast, you will stutter. That's insane. A quick look at the player playing with Fletchling and Totodile in a salon, petting the Pokemon, giving it muffins. There are different colored ones like pink and green, which I think he's talking about different colored muffins, not different colored Pokemon. That would be cool though, but I don't know. A minigame where Pokemon look like sprites were shown skating on some rails. There was also a puzzle game. There was also a game where you shake trees and catch berries, but avoid Pokemon falling out of them. Sycamore shows off the Kalos starters, and then the Mega Kalos starters are shown. Chestnut looked darker. Mega Greninja and Delphox were both on the floor. They weren't gliding or hanging from anything. Mega Greninja's tongue looks like it's shiny. So that's interesting to me because the leaks that were pretty much like kind of proven, I guess, you know, quote unquote proven, not really confirmed, but just like some of the most reputable leakers and stuff have said this is how it's going to be, that Greninja's going to be hanging upside down from his shuriken, and Delphox is going to be gliding on her broom. So this guy is saying that they're not. Didn't really say much about like what Chestnut's, you know, Mega Evolution looks like. Now, I do kind of have my doubts about this. It just seems a little bit kind of weird, but at the same time, I feel like the stuff that he talked about isn't anything major, which kind of makes it seem a little bit believable. Like, this does seem a little bit believable. I typically don't record videos about 4chan posts. I thought this one was just interesting because there's a whole picture, which, you know, like I said, I don't know, there's something fishy about it. And it's like, how does this guy have it on, you know, his computer? I'm sure this is probably his home computer. Maybe it's not, though. Maybe this guy, like, works at Game Freak. I have no idea. But it seems interesting. It just also seems a little intriguing that he talked about, you know, Mega Altaria, Mega Absol, and Mega Excadrill. And he's talking about, like, you know, petting Pokemon and some mini games, which I would love to see some more mini games in this game. I think that'd be really, really cool. Oh, and I also missed out on the most important thing. So if you guys are watching this far in the video, you're getting this exclusive thing that I literally forgot to mention earlier in the video. He's claiming that this next trailer is going to come out June 12th. I can't believe I forgot to say this in the beginning of the video. But hey, I guess it gives the people that watch, you know, late in the videos something extra and something special. So this guy is claiming the next trailer is going to be June 12th, which, you know, we must get a trailer soon. I think it's safe to say that we probably will get at least one more trailer by August, because August there's usually a Pokemon Presents, so I would imagine we'd get, you know, a new trailer for the Pokemon Presents in August. And now it would be crazy if we didn't get another one before that, because August is still a couple of months away, right? Like 3 months away basically. So I think we're probably gonna get another trailer sooner. I definitely could imagine us getting one in June or July, and hopefully August. But, you know, they got to start building up more hype for this game. They got to let us pre-order this game soon, because pre-orders should go up a couple months before it's released. But I guess we'll see. If you're watching this far in the video, and if you're a real one, comment down below. Oreos, just to confuse the people that aren't watching this far in the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel about this leak, because like I said, I kind of am a little skeptical of it. I don't want to make it sound like I'm, you know, pushing this to make you guys believe it either, because I'm not saying it's legit either. It could be false, it could be real. So I guess take it with a grain of salt and everything like that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Someone